It's already recording.
I see that.
What they come to see the book will do.
Sliding here.
Okay.
So about my energy. Sorry, I forgot
You'll have to turn around.
I keep tripping and breaking the bottle.
Everybody there?
Almost.
Almost. Right.
Hello there.
You want?
Yes.
You want?
1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, test, ja. Okay.
Ja, ja.
Awesome. Darren, I love you back. Are you comfy?
Yes.
If you want to sit on a bench, feel free.
Ja.
Alright.
Ich heiße.
Ich heiße.
Ich heiße Bob.
Ja, du heißt Bob. Ich heiße Sabine.
Ja.
Okay, welcome to the comedy show, and this year, after 3 successful years, this show has actually a title, and I call it 50 Shades of Comedy. Wait till all my subs to go through the pain I put you through. Right. Good evening, everybody, and this is probably the hardest part to actually say to my breakfast club good evening. So good morning, because good morning is going to come at some point soon. And I have decided to start off with a couple of German jokes, as you will expect. German Christmas cracker joke. What do you call an angry German?
Don't know.
Any guesses?
No.
Sauerkraut.
Oh. Sit right down, please.
Oh, and that's the end of my show. No, you're not that lucky. Okay. Well, the other day I was driving along in my car. Car is a little bit exaggeration. The guy in the sales room said it's a car. I would say it's more 2 bicycles strapped together with a couple of rubber bands and a bit of cardboard over it, to which I have done my own self-modifications. I was driving along the road and I got pulled over by a policeman, you know, the whole kind of nice gear, you know, padding, looked quite good. And he pointed out to me, "Madam," well, I thought quite nice to be called madam, "Madam, you got 2 poisonous snakes in the front of your car." And I went like, "No, they're my windscreen wipers." Oh. Right. Okay, for the ones who know my second name, the next one is a hint. So for the other ones who don't know my second name, good luck. What do you call Santa who's afraid of getting stuck in a chimney? Yes, my second name sounds like crap, it's not crap. Claustrophobic?
Seriously?
No.
Bob, please, come on. Your sympathy laugh. You were so funny earlier. Santa's little helper goes to a psychiatrist because he had low self-esteem. Well, there's right now this commercial on, because I don't have a TV, I don't have seen it on TV, but I know it went quite viral online, and it's a John Lewis ad with the snowman. Is so like big pudgy snowman with snowman lady, smiley face, and well, he goes over the hills on a ship as a pirate and flies and to bring her this little present. And I was thinking, why not do a version for healthy eating? Because Scotland has a little bit of this problem with healthy eating, as we have proven tonight. And it's a 5 a day, you know, half a 5 a day, which is apparently not the kind of like normal amount. You should actually have more. In countries like Spain, they say more 10 a day, but 5 a day, that's kind of the underachievement we try to achieve here in this country. So I actually thought, you know, big kind of pudgy snowman sort of leans over to his snowman lady, and I try now a really good Sean Connery voice, saying like, do you smell carrots? And then she just goes back. And there's like various versions now, but my favorite version is she just goes,
Oh.
No.
there are other versions as well, but I'll leave that to your fantasy. I'm quite jealous of Steve because Steve brought about 2 fans. I would have had 1 fan.
You've got 2 fans.
But she's vegan, so she didn't make it up the stairs. But in Germany we have a kind of like sort of nice word for if you don't like men, and it's called männerfeindlich. So I'm bringing out a couple of jokes that are kind of don't like men type of jokes. So
Why are you looking at me?
because you're my favorite.
Oh.
What is the similarity between a dolphin and a man? Oh, big nose is pretty close. No, both appear intelligent, but nobody can prove it.
Do you play golf?
Oh. What is it? Are you typing that down? You don't need to Google that. Oh, I'll post for your pictures. Well, what would be a good-looking and intelligent man be called? Mark? Oh,
Hey, the woman.
Figment.
a woman. So there we go. Once upon a time, and probably we're talking like 1820s, there was a long line of men, all who dominate their women, and there was the other line of one man who was man dominated by woman, and he was asked, "Why are you standing over there?" And he went like, "My wife told me so." But what I really want to talk about is boyfriends. Boyfriends, oh bless. Right now there's this lovely Christmas market fairground going on, and I give you a pre-story to this. There is, if I go on a type of roller coaster, I can have a slight issue, which is perfectly true, is basically if I sit next to someone who's slightly larger than me, this thing that sort of like notches you in doesn't actually touch me. So it just notches comfortably someone like Bob in, and I'm... I told you you're going to get it.
I resemble
I actually had that plan for Kenny, but Kenny didn't turn up. So, tough.
I didn't come here to be abused, I'll let you know. I could do that at home.
Well, but here you get it for free. So, basically, there's a kind of slight problem, and I had that before, and again, I can't pronounce this word. It was a Viking ship, and it goes 360 degrees round, and it's great if you sit next to a really big person and you're actually clinging onto this with your life, which is fantastic fun. So, I was on the fairground. My boyfriend had a couple of burgers, me, so I just had a little nibble, because that's what women do. We don't eat, we just steal food. And I decided, well, I go onto this, have you seen this Santa kind of jet ski roundabout thing? And I thought I'd go on that. Boyfriend didn't decide to go because of the burgers and throwing up issues, I don't know. But, well, I went and I had a slightly larger person next to me, so I got bashed about and it was not the greatest experience. And I came off it, and my boyfriend went, "Oh, are you hurt, darling? Are you hurt?" And I went, "Of course I'm hurt. I waved 3 times and you never waved back." And yeah, I have another completely true story. When you're younger, and Louise and I were talking about it, it's like people tell you stuff and you sort of believe it in all your naivety. And I got this story told to me. It's like, you're pretty, you should get into modeling. And I went like, oh, that might be true. I should do this. And with a passport photograph, I actually did get to an audition. What nobody told me that it's probably not the best idea, and I like Colin's look there, the best idea to arrive there being 5'2" and wearing flat shoes amongst girls who are about 6'4", wearing high heels with plateaus, and I was in that queue cleaning their navels. And
Been there.
it was an island paradise. And I basically, when I came, and I was slightly like the X Factor about not long ago, and they sort of asked you sort of like, can you reenact your favourite scene from your favourite movie? And the one I had watched the weekend before, which I remembered vividly, and I thought it was pretty ingenious, was actually Nell by Jodie Foster. And to pretend you're a lunatic in a forest probably doesn't get you a part in a modelling contest, but I knew I had lost, and I was told I had a face for radio. 10 years later, I actually did make it on the books of a model agency in Glasgow, and one day I got that call. You know that call you get where you pick up the phone and answer it? That call I got. And it was like, Sabine, we want you tomorrow, 9 a.m. in Glasgow, in a pub. And I'm like, yeah, I'm still going to be there. This is my way to stardom. This is going to be me then all the way to Hollywood. So I arrived there actually at 8:30 in the morning, was one of the first girls there. Was actually the last one in the makeup because they just like, they pushed me back, they pushed me back, they pushed me back. And by that time, the woman had done about 50 girls and their hair and their makeup, that she actually physically could not be bothered doing anything apart from strapping my hair back so much I didn't come back forward for about 2 weeks. And I had to like look a bit like a greyhound. The hair was just going out like I've been standing in a storm. It didn't make any sense. So I think by that time it was probably 11. And we got fantastic lunch in a caravan, which was great. It was really good lunch. By about 4 o'clock, my moment came. My moment came, and it was like, Sabine, you stand here and you walk over there. I have to say, it was not really a part. I was just an extra in that bar. And my part was just to walk over and over again, while these two girls were sort of like having a kind of, so let's put a one-to-one. So if you ever see me on the BBC drama Lip Service, that's me, like the greyhound in the back, because they were all really tall as well. So, not really my claim to fame, but I have a Twitter account now, so you can twat me if you fancy. And but how we all know each other, and I thought I'd make this a little bit personal while I'm taking a cup of non-chamomile tea. Oh, Bob's disappointment. Is we all go to networking events. And networking events is really interesting. How do you remember all these people? And I actually was thinking about how many individual people I meet over the course of a year at networking events. And I think it is probably around 500 to 1,000. And I'm not kidding. But it's basically, how do you remember people? And you want to, you know, you don't want to be too stereotypical or anything. So you always go like, right, 2 eyes, a nose, pair of shoulders, hair, not hair, optional. And I was at a network. It is kind of optional with your hairstyle, isn't it? And I was at a networking event, and a few of you have seen my white suit, which I had worn for quite a while, and it actually is now desperate for clean. And I was at this networking event, and someone just came. I was talking, and this person went, "I hardly didn't recognise you. You're not wearing your white suit." And I'm like, that's a very interesting way to remember people. If you're not wearing a certain kind of piece of clothing, you are not remembered. When I go to networking events, I just imagine everyone naked, as you do right now. So there you go. See you next Tuesday. And I thought, I just got to quickly pick on Steve. He's an up and coming dad. And you should really consider, you know, to have children when you are, stop being scared of the goblin in the wardrobe. Fighting over being the front end of a donkey in a nativity play. And when you're going home tonight, I don't want to see you go like, oh, this bus stop needs a hat. It looks like Gandalf! So, sorry, I just finished off with my last joke. Why should you bury a German 20 metres deep?
Because deep down they're really nice.
Exactly! That was really lovely, thank you very much.
Very good.
Well done.
Well done, Bob.
Fine,
She
double
sent me
it.
the link last week.
Cue
There's always a
Bob.
plan.
Well done.
Perfect.
Well done, well done.
That used to be said about lawyers. Did you video that?
Yeah.